What's up guys, Paul from Sklar Fit. I posted a video the other day of a phenomenal abdominal exercise. I mean, it's one of my favorites of all time. I put it up on my TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I even made a short about it. Now, it was so complicated that I think a lot of people may have gotten it wrong. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna show you exactly how to do this exercise. There are a few tips and a few tricks that are gonna be really important to developing a phenomenal six-pack. This is a fully integrative exercise. Just involves one band. I'm going to show you how to hook the band up, and then I'm going to show you exactly how to contract in all positions. Let's get to it. All right, first thing, we've got to anchor the band. So I'm using a railing. I'm up on our parking deck right outside of the studio. I'm using an extra heavy covered resistance band. So these things don't snap. If they do snap by any chance, I've had these for 15 years, the band on the inside snaps, the outside doesn't, so nobody gets clicked, snapped, welts, nothing like that. So let's get this thing attached. We've got our band handles. We take one handle, put it right through the other handle, and cinch it up. Okay, now we've got to make sure that we've got enough tension on the band to make sure we get a real strong muscular contraction. So I've walked out probably about 10 feet from the anchor point. With my feet shoulder width apart, I've got my elbow slightly bent. I'm going to start my rotation by taking my right hip and turning. So I've got my abdominals contracted. I'm going to turn my body, and then I'm going to take my banded hand, and this is the biggest tip and biggest trick that you'll probably get out of this that a lot of people will not understand. You use your obliques, internal and external obliques, to pull back. I've got my rear delt and my rotator cuff cinched up on this side. So I've got it extra tight as I take my hip and my knee and rotate towards this angle. Now I can take my hands and keep it in a T position like this, or kind of like a discus thrower. I can rotate around just like this and then rotate my hips back, and I'm gonna take this hip now and shift. I'm in a chest fly position. So I've got my chest contracted, core is engaged. I'm gonna then rotate right back and extend that arm out. So I've got my chest contracted, I've got my abdominals locked in place, internal, external oblique, rectus abdominis, the whole deal, transverse abdominis, and then I'm gonna rotate back, big squeeze behind, so I'm using my rear delt to engage my abdominals, and then rotate all the way around to the opposite side. So that's one way to do it. Now the second exercise, very similar. We're just gonna change one thing up. Instead of taking a chest fly all the way across, we're gonna add a pal-off press, single arm. So we're gonna start again with our feet about shoulder width apart. We're gonna start with that initial big rotation back. So I've got my abdominals engaged again. Again, you can take this arm around if you want, or you can keep it in a T position, completely up to you. The contraction's about the same. So I'm squeezing back tight. As I come around, I now square my hips, they don't move anymore. I've got my chest fly to the midline of my body, and here's the pal-off press. I pull it all the way in, and here's the point of greatest abdominal contraction. When I push this in a straight line, all the way out as far as I can, almost straightening out the elbow, the abdominals crank. Then I release it back, take my hip, shift with it. So there's my big rotation again. Back to center, I slow it down, shoulders back, chest nice and high, squeeze it extra tight, pal-off press in, all the way out, keep the abs locked, and rotate back to start. All right, so here's your bonus exercise. This is just your single arm chest fly with the pal-off press, ton of abdominal engagement, ton of chest engagement. Start in the same exact position. This time there's no rotation. We squeeze, shoulders come back a little bit. I've got my pecs flexed on especially the left side. Pull it straight into the center. There's my straight line, midline of the chest. Press it all the way back out. Fight that anti-rotation, fight it. Pull it back, elbow back, and repeat. You gotta get that chest squeezed nice and tight. Pull it in, make sure your abs are locked, legs are locked in place, all the way back out. And relax, get ready for the burn. So if you get all of these exercises done correctly, you engage your muscles at every point during the exercise. Rectus abdominis, transverse abdominis, internal oblique, external oblique, all those love handle muscles that you might want to get rid of, work on this. Of course, you've got to have proper diet. If you don't have proper diet, it really doesn't work. It's the only way to really get the cubes to show. The key is contraction, the key is time under tension. If you get it right and you get your diet right, everything will fall into place. If you enjoyed this, of course, like it. I'm gonna throw more of these videos up. Come on back, make sure you check out my shorts. I do post my shorts quite often, a lot of information there, and I'll see you the next time.